Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. It's Brian with Showcase Agency, and getting ready to wrap up open house, run around and lock all the doors, turn off the lights. But I wanted to talk to you, of course, about buying and selling a house. That's what we're always talking about on here. And we're going to talk about stacking closing cost and what that means and how it can help you if you're a buyer, how it can help you if a seller. Some of the situations when, as a seller, you should consider stacking the closing cost, and other times when you shouldn't consider it. And before we dig into it, if you're serious about buying or selling and you're looking for some help, just reach out and give us a call. Our number is 949-662-3150, or you can go to showcasecall.com and schedule a time to talk. And we can answer any questions you got and help you, point you in the right direction. And so what we're talking about here today is stacking closing costs. And what that means, if you don't know, is just simply where as the buyer, you're asking for the seller to cover some of your closing costs, and you're increasing your offer price so that the credit is reflected in that price. So a quick example would be, let's say that let's say that your offer is going to be $400,000, but you're asking for say $8,000 in closing cost. What that means to the seller is they're really getting $392,000. But if you take your $8,000 you're asking for and you stack it onto the $400,000, you'd bump up your price to $408,000. Now, why would you do that? If you're the buyer, that might help you to get the home. If you're the seller, that's going to help you to put the money in your pocket that you're looking for. So it's really simple. And we'll dig into kind of the details of it a little bit. But before we do, just if you're joining us right now and you're thinking about buying or selling a home and you're serious and need some help, why don't we just get on the phone and talk, answer your questions. We might be able to help you, get you pointed in the right direction, and clear up some questions you might have. You can do that by going to calling us at 949-662-3150, or you can just go to showcasecall.com and schedule a time for us to talk. So let's say that you're the buyer of a house, and let's say that you're buying a house. The house is $400,000, and you have the money for the you have the money for the down payment, but you don't have the money for the closing cost, or you prefer not to use the money that you have for closing cost, then what you can do is, to be competitive, if there's multiple offers on the house, is instead of asking for your closing cost kind of to be deducted out of the price, you stack your closing cost credit that you're asking for onto the price. So if there's let's say there's multiple offers for a house, and the offers are around, say, $400,000, and you're offering $400,000, but you're asking for $8,000 in closing costs, that net to that seller is really $392,000. So any offer that the seller is getting that's above $392,000 in that example is going to put more money in their pocket if the other buyers are not asking for closing costs. So real simple, you can take and just increase your offer, and then ask for your closing cost, and that's going to make your offer more attractive to the seller. And when you would use something like this would be if you're in a situation where you're competing against other offers. If you're in a situation where you're the only offer, it may not be something you want to do, because you've got a lot more leverage as the buyer if you're the only offer compared to if you were in a multiple offer situation. And if you are looking to buy a house and you need some help with this kind of stuff, give us a call. We're happy to talk with you, give you some advice, point you in the right direction. And you can reach us at 949-662-3150, or go to showcasecall.com and schedule a time to talk. Now, if you're a seller and you get an offer, let's say that you get one offer, and that offer, let's say you want $400,000 for your home. The buyer offers $400,000, but they're asking for $8,000 in closing costs. Now you've got $392,000 that you'd receive instead of the $400,000 that you want. Sometimes the buyer is asking for those closing costs simply because they don't have the money to pay their own closing costs. So they got to have it in order to be able to purchase the home. And sometimes their agent that structures the offer doesn't really understand that they can stack the closing cost onto the home or onto the price. Now, of course, the house is going to have to appraise. That's a very important part. But a lot of times, stacking $5,000 or $8,000 or $10,000 onto the price of the home is not going to be an issue for it to appraise. But that is a concern that you have to look at. But if you're the seller and you get one offer and that person, you wanted $400,000, the person offered $400,000, but they asked for $8,000 in closing costs, one option you have when you counter could be to come back and say, hey, I'll give you your $8,000 closing cost, but the price is $408,000. And then that way you're still going to walk away with the $400,000 that you wanted. And if you are buying and selling and you want some help with this, or you just want to talk it over with somebody, we're happy to do it. You can call us at 949-662-3150, or you can go to showcasecall.com and get scheduled to talk with us. We're no pressure. We're happy to talk with you. And if you feel like you'd want to work with us, that's great. If you don't, that's cool too. I guarantee on the call, you're definitely going to get something useful out of it, and we can point you in the right direction, give you some great advice. All right. Hey, I hope you found this helpful. I'm going to recap it really quick. If you're buying and you need help with closing costs and you're in a competitive situation and you need to compete against people that are not asking for closing costs, and you've got to ask for closing costs, then consider stacking the closing costs that you're asking for onto the price. That way it makes it makes your offer more competitive and makes the seller want to go with you because they're not going to lose money by giving you that credit. And if you're a seller and you get an offer where somebody's giving you the price you want, but they're not, but they are asking for closing costs, and you're not happy with that, you can counter them back and just put the closing cost, stack it onto the price. That way you're still pocketing the money that you want. All right. Hey, hope you guys found this helpful. Give us a call at 949-662-3150 if you want to talk about buying and selling, or you can go to showcasecall.com. We're happy to talk with you, give you some great advice, and point you in the right direction. Okay? Enjoy your day. I'm going to get this place locked up, and we'll see you next time. Take care.